In the high-octane world of Formula One, the rumor mill is churning at full speed. The whispers are growing louder. The epicenter of these rumors is none other than the prodigious Max Verstappen, who, according to the grapevine, is on the precipice of a monumental move to Mercedes. The whispers have been fueled by the recent developments surrounding Adrian Newey and the Brackley-based squad. It appears that the Mercedes team is preparing to have a serious discussion with the Dutch sensation following the Miami Grand Prix. Toto Wolff, the team's principal, had previously been ridiculed for suggesting that Verstappen might leave Red Bull unless there were significant changes. However, with Newey reportedly departing the team, a key figure in Verstappen's tenure at Red Bull, the possibility of a major reshuffle for the 2025 season seems increasingly plausible. Red Bull, having inflicted considerable self-damage through internal power struggles, now faces the daunting task of preventing this potential exodus. The question on everyone's lips is whether this could signal the beginning of the end for Red Bull. Max Verstappen and Red Bull have been a constant fixture in the headlines, but until now, their public statements have been sufficient to convince observers of their commitment to the Austrian outfit until the end of the 2028 season. However, the situation has taken a dramatic turn. Adrian Newey's shocking link to a departure from Red Bull, with Ferrari and Aston Martin touted as potential destinations, has sent shockwaves through the F1 community. Mercedes, sensing vulnerability in the Austrian camp, is reportedly planning to sit down with Verstappen and Marko post the Miami Grand Prix to discuss a potential contract from 2025 onwards. Before we delve deeper into this unfolding drama, it's important to note that we're committed to maintaining objectivity and not stirring up unnecessary controversy. Verstappen and Marko have yet to comment on the situation, and such discussions have been commonplace in the past. In fact, during the Jeddah GP, we witnessed Jos Verstappen and Marko engage in lengthy discussions with Toto Wolff, which ultimately led to no significant developments. However, the dynamics of the situation have changed with Verstappen's presence at the upcoming meeting. The alleged offer on the table is staggering. More than 150 million euros annually, an ambassador contract that the team was previously hesitant to offer to Hamilton, and the opportunity to bring his trusted ally, Helmut Marko, into the fold. This reported meeting won't just involve Wolff from Mercedes' side. Jim Ratcliffe, the CEO of Ineos, one of Mercedes' most important strategic and financial partners, as well as Ola Källenius, a direct representative for Mercedes, will also be present. All three are shareholders of Mercedes, indicating that the team is serious about signing Verstappen. Similar to Ferrari's approach with Newey, Mercedes is treating the situation with utmost seriousness, indicating their unwillingness to let go of the Dutchman at any cost. Their readiness to offer him the role of the team's ambassador is a clear sign of their long-term investment in Verstappen. If there ever was a perfect time for Verstappen to make a move, it would be 2025. This would give him a year to adjust to Red Bull, and given his extraordinary talent to drive any car that's handed to him, it's not far-fetched to believe that he could be competing more frequently for race wins than what Hamilton and Russell are currently achieving. Mercedes clearly understands that the momentum is on Verstappen's side. At the age of 26, he's already in his 10th season in the sport, boasting 3 championships and winning 50% of the races since the 2019 Chinese GP. Moreover, Verstappen's move would likely attract a host of engineers, although the biggest name of them all, Adrian Newey, might not be among them. If Newey manages to negotiate a buyout with the Austrian team, he could join another squad from 2026 onwards, with his services becoming visible to the 2027 challenger. When discussing Verstappen's future, Wolff was adamant that there are more factors than just the performance of the car that influence a driver's decision about where to drive from 2025 onwards. He further added that while the quickest car in the hands of the quickest driver might seem like the most rational choice, there are other factors that some drivers consider. He believes Max is one of those drivers. One crucial factor worth mentioning is the 2026 regulations and how they will play a massive role in Verstappen's choice. He understands that the momentum could shift towards teams with more experience in building engines, like Mercedes and Ferrari. This is something that Christian Horner has talked about, emphasizing that his team will enter a massive deficit compared to Ferrari under the 2026 regulations. He further added that while they have a great group of people and are applying the same philosophy to the engine as they have for the chassis, there are no guarantees with these new regulations. It's a clean sheet of paper, and they don't have the benefit of an existing engine to learn from. The catalyst for this tumultuous period appears to be the rumors surrounding Adrian Newey. This time, it's not just a handful of media outlets seeking clicks and views. Esteemed organizations such as BBC Sport, Auto Motor and Sport, and Formula Uno have reached out to authoritative figures within Red Bull, and the consensus is clear. The British mastermind is discontented with the current state of affairs at Red Bull and is actively seeking an exit. What adds weight to these rumors is the silence from high-profile individuals within Red Bull when asked about Newey's potential move. Helmut Marko, for instance, has refrained from commenting on the matter. Given his history of vehemently denying any claims about Verstappen or Newey's future, his silence speaks volumes and indicates that serious business is afoot. Red Bull was seemingly caught off guard by Newey's rumored departure. Craig Slater from Sky F1 noted that it's highly unusual for the Austrian team to be grappling with such a situation. However, it's a predicament they've brought upon themselves due to internal power struggles. Jos Verstappen, who was previously labeled a madman for suggesting that people would be unhappy as long as Horner remained in charge, now seems to have been right all along. If it transpires that both the British mastermind and the Dutch prodigy are set to leave Red Bull while Horner remains at the helm, it would certainly suggest that the Austrian team has inflicted this damage upon themselves. The question now is whether Red Bull can recover from this self-inflicted wound. One serious contender to fill Verstappen's shoes should he depart is Carlos Sainz. Despite Audi's push for his signature in their recent signing of Nico Hülkenberg, Sainz has stated that all his good options remain open. The opportunity to drive the Red Bull car in Verstappen's absence is not one to be missed, and it's likely that drivers like Alonso, Norris, and Leclerc are ruining their haste in signing their respective contracts, especially in light of Hamilton's move to Ferrari and the subsequent opening at Mercedes. Helmut Marko has also shed some light on Sainz's future with Red Bull. While the discussion was initially about the second seat alongside Verstappen, the priorities could shift if the Dutchman decides to make a dramatic move, akin to Hamilton's departure to Ferrari. It's clear that Sainz is high on Red Bull's list, as Horner himself has stated that the team would be more open to an external hire due to the underperformance of their internal recruits. This could potentially trigger a reaction similar to Mercedes, where the Silver Arrows were compelled to consider promoting Kimi Antonelli prematurely in their quest to find the next Verstappen. However, this is unlikely to happen if Verstappen joins Mercedes. When examining the contracts offered to drivers not named Verstappen, it's evident that all of them include the 2025 season, with the 2026 season being optional. This is primarily because the team would be actively trying to bring Verstappen on board. With all this in mind, one wonders whether Verstappen would be interested in hearing what Mercedes has to say about their future project under the new regulation era. More importantly, has the time finally come for him and Newey to part ways with Red Bull? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.